call-in show. We are inviting you, the viewers, to connect with us directly. We are asking you to express your views and opinions on this story. We have some of our viewers already calling in. Mahesh, I believe, one of our viewers calling us from Calicut. Go ahead, Mahesh.
See, this fellow should be punished in such a way that no other person should dare to repeat this. Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, Mahesh.
Hello?
We can hear you, Mahesh. Go ahead.
No, I told what I have to tell. He should be punished in such a way that no other person should dare to repeat this thing.
Absolutely. Strictest of punishment so that no one else dares to do this. There's also Raghu who's joining us from Mumbai, I believe. Go ahead, Raghu.
No, I'm from Hyderabad.
Hyderabad, go ahead.
Yeah, madam, my channel, you are doing an excellent job.
Well, thank you so much, Raghu, for putting your faith in Times Now. Of course, it is the entire team of our reporters who have been there out on the ground getting us minute-by-minute updates. I hope you continue to watching our channel because this is literally where you're going to get the fastest update. And this is, remember, a Times Now impact story because Times Now was one of the first stories to highlight the plight of this lady leading today to this arrest. Let me go across to one of our viewers. Radhika is joining us from Bengaluru. Go ahead, Radhika.
Yes, it was mentioned that he got away because of vvip connection. Now, please find out who the particular vvip is and punish him in such a way that he dare not do this to anybody else.
Absolutely, Radhika. In fact, this is again a Times Now super exclusive. What we managed to pick up from our sources is that Shankar Mishra allegedly was being shielded for the 3 days when he managed to go into hiding, that he was being shielded by one of the former top aviation officers. But with that, let me go across to our next viewer, Vijay, our viewer calling us from Georgia. Go ahead, Vijay.
Go ahead. Hello?
Vijay, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, what I was trying to say was, first thing I must compliment you that with your follow-up, the guy has been arrested. I'm very happy to know that the guy has been arrested. And secondly, he should be given the swear penalty. If it was in U.S., they would have taken Air India as well as to this particular person to cleaners.
Absolutely.
He dare not to do this thing.
And also the airline. It is the accountability of the airline also which needs to be affixed. Thank you so much, Vijay, for joining us. Several of our viewers are coming out and giving a big shout out to all our reporters for getting us minute-by-minute updates. Remember, this has been a Times Now campaign and we have highlighted the plight of this woman, the ordeal that she was forced to endure. Today, it has led to the arrest after 40 days of inaction by Air India. Another one of our viewers, Suresh, calling us from Mumbai. Go ahead, Suresh.
What I would like to say is, apart from giving drinks in the air flight, there are people who have drinks in the airport also, which the airlines will not be knowing it actually. They give as per the limit 2 pints or 2 glass of beer or something, but what the passengers are consuming in the airport, that nobody knows. So that needs to be stopped. The serving of liquor in the airport needs to be stopped. Some of the passengers I have seen taking liquor in the airport. They are boozing too much out of control. Then they are boarding the flight. That needs to be stopped.
Absolutely. And there are strict guidelines. It's not like the guidelines aren't in place. Air India should have stopped serving liquor. They served him 4 drinks in 4 minutes. This is what the eyewitness has told exclusively again on Times Now. Thank you so much for joining us. Another one of our viewers is joining us, Manu from Thane. Go ahead, Manu. What would you like to say?
I want to say that besides this focus on Shankar Mishra, we should also focus on the captain of the flight.
Absolutely.
Because apparently he should also be named on your channel. He failed miserably in protecting that lady's, complaint. You cannot give her a seat which has been urinated on. And there were empty seats over there. The captain of the flight bears a lot of responsibility post the incident of what he should have done. Also, the people in Air India who handled the email of the lady who complained, Who are these people? Why did they keep quiet? Even they should be named. Even they should be called out on your channel. Why did they not act on it? Thank you.
Air India demanding these questions, demanding answers, but they have been blocking us. But now the police have summoned, so hopefully there is going to be strictest of action against the airline as well, not just the perpetrator in this case. Very relevant point you're making. Major General A.K. Sharma is calling us from Noida, one of our viewers. Go ahead, General Saab.
Ma'am, I have only 2 points to make. One is the pilot in particular, action should be taken against him for not following the standard operating procedure. And secondly, for dereliction of duty by not responding in a time frame which was acceptable to the lady and made her traumatized for 2 hours. Second thing is, it is time the airlines, especially the Indian airlines which are flying on overseas route, you should restrict the amount of liquor which can be given, whether it is free or otherwise.
You're absolutely right, General Saab, and there are very categorical rules about how much of liquor can be served. In fact, here on Times Now, we also got Air India's guidelines, which categorically says that you cannot serve liquor and discretion of the cabin crew is required, and only after a certain number of hours can a certain number of drinks be served. 4 drinks were served to him, and that has been confirmed by the eyewitness in violation of the rules. Thank you so much, General Saab, for joining us. More viewers are calling in. We have Kamru Chaudhary, who's joining us from Kolkata. Go ahead.
Megha, one thing I can't understand, after the Kandahar or the 9/11, there was supposed to be air marshal in every flight. In this case, if an air marshal was present, then such an incident would have been nipped in the bud in the first place itself. I can't understand whether they have removed this protocol or they are simply callous about such things. A terrorist incident could have happened on the same flight. Nobody knows. Thank you.
Made a very important point there, Kamru Chaudhary. We are going to be looking up into that. One of our viewers is now putting questions as to why weren't there air marshals, as was one of the mandated rules earlier. Now, another big breaking news. We are going to go across to our viewers. I believe Manohar, one of our viewers, is still calling us from Chennai. We'll just come to you, Manohar. But the big breaking news which is coming in for 2 days. Where was Shankar Mishra? Times Now has managed to track down his whereabouts. For the 2 days, he continued to stay in Bengaluru, where his
like Tata says, without knowing the rules, has taken over the airline and doesn't know how to handle the airline. So first of all, you have to go through the whole details about the airline and all. See, for one instance, once I was flying from Delhi to London in a first class. Next to me was a young lady was sitting there, and a British lady. And she's walked near to the toilet, and at the time, one of the Indian customer there sitting there, it just whistled at her because she was a young and pretty lady. And immediately she called the stewardess and asked her to say this man whistled at me. So immediately that the stewardess, it's a British Airways flight, called the captain, and captain asked that lady and stewardess and asked one of the steward to take that person from first class. They put him in an economy class, and immediately he called London airport and asked the security people to wait for the flight to land. Once the flight landed, see, nobody was allowed inside the aircraft. Only the security fellows came and arrested this man.
Absolutely.
And they handed over to the police department.
Manohar, thank you so much for sharing your views and your experiences here on Times. Now, that is the protocol. The airline crew should have informed the pilot should have informed the ground staff would have then informed the CISF. This man, after deboarding, should have been arrested, but he was not. He was allowed to roam free for 42 days. Thank you so much, Manohar, for joining us. Our viewers are Rashmi and Krishnamurthy also there with us. Rashmi, I believe you're joining us from Faridabad. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to say that this incident is absolutely shameful, and this happening to a motherly figure, rather grandmotherly figure, it's really shameful, and not only really shocked.
You, Rashmi, everyone here is shocked. I mean, just to listen to the case, what had happened, and that it went unreported for the last several days, that is even more shocking to actually hear the kind of inaction that has been taken. Neerja, I believe, is also with us here on the broadcast. Neerja, good morning. What do you have to say?
To go on a slightly broader note, Vistara was a very good airline. Then it joined up with Singapore Airlines and it became worse. And now it's joined up with Air India, but I don't think that they have checked out on the staff of Air India. So it's going to be very difficult for them to be able to train that staff because all kind of refract. I really think that they should either consider this join up they have taken or really seriously work on whatever problems there are. Otherwise, these things are just going to repeat all the time. Air India staff is famous for not acting properly.
Say it was infamous, but Neerja, that's a point there, but these are the guidelines that are followed mainly by all airlines. I mean, they are supposed to be followed by all, even when it comes to the DCGA. This is the watchdog that we are talking about. When it comes to such kind of incidents that have been reported, that regards with unruly passengers, I believe that the guidelines more or less are same. That needs to be followed by most of the airlines.